Cameron Crayk here with Crayk Closed Real Estate Group, and part of my mission as your resource for all things real estate is to make sure that local business owners here in the community are thriving. And with that being said, we are here today with Joe Belknap and his grandmother Elizabeth. Joe is from Generationaly, and he has kindly invited us in his home today to tell us a little bit about his business and what they do. So Joe, give us a little rundown on what Generationaly is.
Yeah, so Generationaly, we make personalized family documentaries for elderly people like my grandma here. If you want to record their life story without having to become an author, we can take care of it for you. We record interviews of you, your family members, and then also of your parent who story you're telling.
Oh, great. So to do interviews for people that are here local, I assume you can do that in person. If it's someone that's maybe out of state or out of the country, how do you do those interviews?
Yeah, so for the in-person documentaries, I come up with the full setup, light, mic, professional camera, all that. And for people who are out of state, we do remote interviews over Zoom, things like that. And we combine them all together, add in some photos of their life, add some music, and it all comes together very nicely.
How cool, in a nice little family documentary. Back in the day when I'd go to my grandparents' house, they'd pull out a big photo album and you'd have to sit and flip through all the photos, and there wasn't much of a story to it. You just kind of had to guess what was going on. With this, you have the actual person telling you, this is what happened, this is what I did in my life. That's super interesting. So as far as pricing goes, is it, I assume there's probably different pricing too if you're doing it in person or if it's someone out of state. How does that work?
Yeah, so depending on what you want and where you're located, it can be anywhere from $400 to $4,000, depending on how many interviews you want to do and whether you want them professionally shot or done remotely.
When I first saw the documentary, I couldn't imagine how they would put this sort of thing together. And as I watched it, I was so pleased with the way that they had put it all together and everybody was included. And all of my family was there. I had my grandnieces over on one occasion and they watched the documentary. Each of them came and took my hand and said, "Oh, Aunt Liz, that was so neat."
All of the documentaries come in this, and she can just plug this right into her computer and then just press play whenever she wants to.
What we're going to do, Joe has been kind enough as well to offer anyone that sees this video, if you see this video and you mention it when you get a hold of Joe, and we're going to put his contact information, his email, and your website on the screen here, and then we'll also have it in the comments below so you can get a hold of him. If you mention that you saw this video, he is being kind enough to offer a free 30-minute interview with the family member of your choice, so that could be grandmother, grandfather, who else? Anybody?
Yeah, mom, dad, uncle, mother-in-law, if you want to get on their good side.
You can do that? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll hit you up on that. Awesome. Well, hey, we appreciate you having us in your home and telling us a little bit about Generationaly. Hopefully people will reach out and we can get people on board with making some documentaries with you. So thanks.